What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clever.
And this is the spoiler chat for episode 1 and 2 of Obi Wan Kenobi, the new series on Disney+. Right now, we don't have the intro, so we're going to jump right into it.
Let's go.
Order 66.
Yeah.
Order 66.
What?
Right
Wow.
off the bat.
Just going like real hard there.
That's what the show did.
Oh boy, yes. That opening scene was horrifying in like not I don't want to say a good way, but in a way that sets up the show in a good way.
Well, and I think that those
I mean.
I think that those kids the 5 kids that like run away, I think those all become Inquisitors.
Oh.
I think.
The
I think that's what they're setting up. Or that some of them will.
Maybe.
I think that this is not the last flashback we have to those kids, because I think one of them was Reva.
Oh, I did not catch that.
Okay. If you watch on Disney Plus, the first thing you see is, in case you haven't watched the prequels lately video, which I really appreciate. I thought that was really well edited. The sound and the music that they used was really good.
Yeah, it was fun. I was like, wait, why would you? But when it first started, I was like, why would you be watching this if you haven't watched? But I was like, well, it's
nice
been a
refresher.
while. Yeah. That's totally fair.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing in there that I've forgotten about, because I've seen those movies
Too many times.
more than I should. It's okay. I'm a functioning adult.
Yes.
But then we get into this Order 66 scene, which is fantastically shot. Like, really effective. When they get to the bridge sequence, after you commented, you're like, we've seen these Jedi take out millions of battle droids, but like a few clones take them out.
Yeah.
But the clones know them, right? The clones have worked with them. And they trust the clones and don't want to hurt the clones. I think that part of the reason why the clones are able to take them down so easily is that the Jedi sense something wrong and don't want to hurt these people they've been working beside.
Maybe.
It's so much harder to fight someone who you're friends with.
I guess so, yeah. Because like my first initial thought is like, wow, these Jedi go down real easy when it's convenient.
Well,
but
not
I guess
really.
that's fair.
So many Jedi survive Order 66, right? Like, so many Jedi get away. It's just that the numbers and, I think that there's a hesitance. I think they're in that moment going, I don't want to hurt you.
Yeah.
And also a surprise. Like, they're all going, what is happening? Wait, what? Like, there's a level of confusion that would throw anybody off.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's fair. It just was a thought that I did have. Mm-hmm. But the more I think about it, the more we talk about it, I'm like, well, yeah, it is like someone that they probably know. They're very caught off guard. Mm-hmm. So, it's. I think it's valid to point out both.
In case you were wondering if the show goes to Obi Wan Kenobi next, it does not. We cut directly to Tatooine, and we cut to the Inquisitors landing on Tatooine, not because of Obi Wan Kenobi.
No.
That was the most surprising part of the whole thing to me.
They're just there to hunt out Jedi. I mean, they had another lead.
Yeah, there was a Jedi in the bar.
Yes, there was another Jedi, which,
Nori, I think his name was?
Yeah, something like that. But, that kind of, like, sets up to make you think, well, we know Obi-Wan is there because of the trailers and stuff like that, so they know about him, and they're hunting him.
Because he was on Tatooine in 1977.
Well, for so many reasons, we know that in this moment, he is on Tatooine. However, they're not actually looking specifically for Obi-Wan. They just got news of a Jedi, which they then, they eliminate.
No, they don't.
Not right
he gets
away,
away, but like, this is our first look at Rupert Friend as the Grand Inquisitor in motion, right? There's so much was said about how he looks in the trailers. Now that we're seeing the Grand Inquisitor move around and talk, how did you feel about his performance?
I thought he was great.
He's fantastic. He's the best part of the show.
Yeah, I thought he was awesome.
I love a lot about the show right now. Rupert Friend's performance as the Grand Inquisitor is actually like...
It's chilling.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, excellent.
Yeah.
I don't care
cruel.
What size his head is. Like,
yeah.
I really don't. When an actor has the space to be able to actually, like, give a performance like this, which may not have been possible with crazy prosthetics on, then I will take the performance any day.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, I think that because they've toned down his head, and maybe they didn't need to, maybe they just chose the design because they wanted it to be striking and they wanted it to fit his head shape, right?
Yeah.
He comes across as a villain that I'm legitimately, like, so scared of.
Oh, God, yeah, he's terrifying.
He's smart. And he's a little bit sassy and a little bit playful and a little bit, he's a little bit of all these things. And I just think Rupert Friend, I'm glad they gave him a face that he can truly emote through.
Yes.
Because I felt it. And I was there with that character. And I was like, all of the conversation on Twitter about the trailers went out of my head, and I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
This looks really good. I want way more live action Grand Inquisitor now, because Rupert Friend is crushing this.
He crushed it. My second favorite character is Leia.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
We'll get to her in a sec, but this scene introduces, because we're going to talk a lot about Leia. I want to talk about Reva, because this is also where we meet Reva, and she is ostensibly the main antagonist of this show.
Yeah, she's fine. There's a couple, like, this show so far is like pretty good to me, but I'm not like, what? I'm blown away by it. I love this so much. It's fine, and she's. I'm not sold on her. Not sold on her character or her performance, really. I think it's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's tough, because not only is she a villain to the people, but also to her superiors.
She's not sticking to that chain of command very well.
No, and
she's gonna die.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is like the Empire doesn't really tolerate dissent.
Yeah, she's either gonna die or be redeemed.
Yeah.
Although redemption seems hard for her because she's so angry.
She's so angry and so, like, unnecessarily violent, right? Even the Grand Inquisitor is like, you need to tone it down.
And that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
I think what's tough with me about her right now is her character has less dimension than the other two Inquisitors that she shares scenes with.
Yeah, she's just pissed.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they're framing her as, like, the main antagonist. Right now. I mean, obviously I think Vader is going to show up and that's going to change, but her character, and it's not her portrayal. I think that Moses Ingram is an enigmatic screen presence. I think she's fantastic, and I think that she is doing a lot with dialogue and a character trait that is being given to her that is very one-dimensional. And I think that the actress is bringing the depth to the dialogue and not the dialogue giving something for the actress to work with. You know what I mean? It's going one direction right now. And so I'm really hopeful that in the next 4 episodes, we're able to see a couple more sides to her, because she is kind of playing one thing in every scene.
Yeah.
And I get why, but I also don't understand why, because I don't really know why she wants Kenobi.
Yeah, I mean, she seems to want she's like the third sister, and they make a comment about her, like, she'll always be like the worst of them.
Even though they're all terrible, like, they're all fallen Jedi, and that I don't understand their relationship.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense to us right now, so that's why. I don't think I know enough about the character to really have, like, strong feelings. I'm honestly just kind of like, eh. Yeah,
and it's tough because we've never really seen the Inquisitors have this sort of inner turmoil in this way before.
Yeah.
Like, the Inquisitorius as a whole has sort of functioned in this backstabby, you know, like, it's still the Sith, but they've had a chain of command, and they've had, I don't know. I don't know what it is yet. I need them to, like, flesh out what is going on with her a little bit more before I really decide how I feel about her character.
Yeah.
But I hope it's deeper than where we're at right now. Because she's kind of the one thing on the show. Her character is, like, the one part of the show right now that just doesn't feel like it has as much depth as everything else does.
No, it doesn't hit home. And, you know, part of that I think can be tough because we have characters that we already know so well.
True.
But on the other hand, like, you also have this opportunity to make something new and exciting for fans to love, and I don't think we're quite there yet.
Yeah, I think that I want to see her act a little bit smarter. And I know I talk about this a lot with characters where I don't like when they're so impulsive that they come across as not thinking.
Yeah.
And there's some of these scenes where she keeps doing this thing where she over-impulsates too quickly, and even the other Inquisitors who are being successful, you know what I mean, who are doing their job, they're just doing it a little bit slower because they're trying to get, you know, create a situation. And here's the truth, right? She is successful because she does kidnap Leia and get Kenobi out of hiding, right? And so ultimately what she does is successful. It's just the way that she goes about it is going to get her in trouble with the people she works with.
Well, she already, like, jumping way ahead, stabs the Grand Inquisitor. So it's like...
okay, that's the end. That's, okay, bye.
That's it.
That's the end of the episode.
But that is irrelevant to what we're talking about right now.
I'm just
you know, it's like, where do you go from, like, she's got to be like a lone wolf for the rest of the series, right?
Or she gets in Vader's good graces and it's like her and Vader, right?
I guess
because at this point Vader's the only one who can protect her from the Inquisitorius, because spoiler alert, the Grand Inquisitor can't die. He's alive because he has to be alive 5 years from now in the timeline.
Yeah.
Right? So, and all these websites were like, oh my god, did the Grand Inquisitor just die? No, he did not.
He can't
He
be,
did not just
like...
die. He literally can't die.
Yeah.
Rebels is canon. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Rebels is canon.
Rebels has been made canon by too many things. They're not going to retcon Rebels at this point because they've literally cast Sabine for Ahsoka. It would be insane for them to retcon Rebels at this point. It would just make no sense. But yeah, that's how I feel about Reva.
Yeah.
I hope that she grows on me more. And honestly, here's the thing: if we get some like backstory stuff, if they reveal some stuff about her like previous relationship with Kenobi in future episodes, these early episodes could become it could all make sense, right?
Yeah.
Like this is the thing with television is sometimes characters don't feel whole because we're only seeing a part of them. Yeah. It's not like a movie where you kind of have to introduce the whole of the character right away.
Yeah, like it's not like it's a write-off, you know what I mean? I'll wait for the rest and then I'll make my decision from there. I just, in this current moment, I'm like...
Yeah, she's not my favorite part of the show either.
Yeah.
And it sucks because she's put up against Rupert Friend's performance is just... They've given him so much to do and so much... He gets to chew the scenery in those scenes.
Yeah.
I will say, before we move out of the scene... when Reva throws that dagger and the Jedi catches it, that effect that was really cool, and it set the stakes so well for the show.
Yes.
Like she would not have cared if that dagger had hit that guy.
No.
And that says a lot about where she's at.
Yeah, she does not. Yeah, she doesn't care at all.
I just want to find out how she got there. Then we still don't get to Obi Wan Kenobi.
Right.
We cut to Princess Leia Organa on Alderaan, but she's not going to the party. She's hiding in Alderaan places.
You just wanted to make that joke
bad. Leia, this 10-year-old girl is just LaCroixing it.
Look, yeah, she's incredible. Like, child actors can be tough sometimes, but she's so good. She's so charming. She's got the like spunk that Leia has. Like, you know, I don't know. I feel so like there's a little bit of like sadness there because I'm like, could you imagine if Carrie Fisher could see like this little girl as Leia? Like, I think
she would be the number one supporter of that little girl.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh god. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that she's
amazing.
If you've read the book Princess Leia of Alderaan, what they're just crushing is who this character is as a young woman.
Yeah.
And like Leia, Princess of Alderaan is a fantastic book. If you love Leia like I do, please go read it. But they set up her spunk. They set up her desire for adventure. Her going into the woods and her wanting to see the world and
her
to know.
backbone.
Yeah.
You know, she'd tell you off that her cousin is twice her size. She does not care.
No, and she's smart and she's you can see how this girl grows up to lead the rebellion.
Absolutely.
Like you see it in her, and I think that for a child actress to play that can be really hard.
That's a big challenge.
Yeah, and this girl, I'm so impressed by her.
Yeah, she's really fantastic. Like, one of the strongest parts of the show for sure.
And if you told me that Obi-Wan Kenobi, because I just when we started hearing about the show, I was like, it's gonna be like the Miller novel Kenobi. It's gonna be like on Tatooine. We're gonna see him kind of like living his life and like doing his best for people, but hiding. I did not expect it to be a galactic romp.
No, me
with
neither.
Ben Kenobi and Princess Leia Organa on a like secret mission.
Yeah,
together.
no, it's not what I was expecting at all.
But it's so fun.
It is.
And their chemistry, Ewan McGregor and this little girl whose name I will know very soon, and who everyone's gonna know very soon. Their chemistry together is surprisingly just consistently delightful.
It is. Like, really and truly. I love their scenes together.
My favorite scene, though, with her, not with Kenobi, but with Jimmy Smits. I love him so much. Having him back as Bail. And the scene on the balcony with Jimmy Smits and Leia. With Bail and Leia. I love his name. When he kneels next to her. And what I loved about the scene on the balcony between them, because she goes into the woods and she gets brought back in because her mom knows where she is. And she has this cute little droid, Lulu, that her mom's like, no more Lulu today. And she's like, And then she like pockets it back from her mom.
Yeah.
But we get the scene with Bail where you see how, and this is where the writing in the show is really good, is in that scene they show how Bail is informing the woman that Leia's becoming, right? And so you can see the way that he's talking to her. You're like, oh, I get how him and Brea have raised her to be this spunky, intelligent, capable young girl through their actions and through their model that they're showing her.
Some good parenting right there.
Yeah, and it was good. Because A New Hope, they're gone, right? And so like these are the only moments Leia. I mean, obviously she gets years, right? There's still 10 years or 9 years before New Hope.
Yeah, sure.
These are the memories that Leia lives with, and I just, it's so nice to see them, and for it to be like thematically resonant to what the show's about.
Yes,
it doesn't.
absolutely.
Leia does not feel shoehorned in.
No, not at all.
Because I love, so we do get to Kenobi next, right? And Kenobi is in a place where he's not leaving for anything. He wouldn't even leave for Leia at first. He has to be really sucked in. Bail has to fly to Tatooine to get him involved, and because there's been a lot of question of like, why does Kenobi get involved? The only person who could do that is Leia.
Yeah. No, it makes total sense. And that, like, him like saying no initially, I was like, but, and you kind of like, there is always this sense that it is a trap, right? Because, because what else? Because what else? There's been no ransom. There's nothing. Her just mysteriously disappearing. It's all very suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
But who else is gonna go save her anyways? Like, like it's you're caught between a rock and a hard place. Kenobi is he's not the warrior he once was.
No, but he goes out into the desert. Apparently he remembers the exact spot in the desert where he hid his lightsabers 10 years ago.
Yep.
And he didn't bury them that deep. I was like, I'm pretty sure with how sand dunes work, they would be gone.
Yeah.
Like, they would have, like, you should have buried them, like, 20 feet down.
Yeah, I don't really know how that works, but yeah, it did seem very...
Maybe he held them there with the Force.
Well, no, it seems like he struggles to use the Force and connect to it now.
Oh, yeah,
like,
that's
him,
true.
Like, catching Leia, like,
that's the first time he's used the Force in years.
Yeah, like, he can barely... Yeah.
Yeah. What I loved about the symmetry of this moment was him unboxing, or uncovering Anakin and Obi Wan's lightsabers. Not that far away from where 40 years later, Rey will then bury Luke and Leia's lightsabers.
Yeah.
And there was something about like the thematic resonance of that, where like the fight for the rebellion and the fight against Palpatine begins anew in this moment when two lightsabers are taken out of the sands of Tatooine, and that it isn't until two lightsabers are put back to the sands of Tatooine that fight is actually finished in The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
And so, if the prequels were about the rise of Palpatine, this kind of is the moment. Obi Wan Kenobi getting back into the fight with Leia leads to A New Hope, right?
Yeah.
The only reason she reaches out to Obi Wan is because she trusts him because of this.
Yeah.
And this answers that question of like, how did Leia know who Obi Wan was?
Yeah.
Right? And now we know. And so him taking those lightsabers out of the desert to begin the fight against the Empire once again, to begin the light side resurgence against the dark side, and knowing that 40 years later Rey would bury lightsabers not that far away.
Yeah.
Ending that fight against Palpatine was just, it was so beautifully done. And I don't even know if they thought about that. I think that it was for them, it could have been a practical choice, and why. But for me, I was like, that was kind of the moment that this show really hooked me. And I was like, oh, we're back.
No, that full circle is
kids.
Really beautiful. Yeah.
So Obi-Wan Kenobi takes off from the planet. He takes public transit, and he gets to a new planet that starts with a D. Daiyu, or I don't know, something. I should know, but it happens. And he meets a young boy who's like, I can take you to a Jedi. And we get to just a great scene. Yeah,
we have Kumail Nanjiani.
Yep.
Okay, I was like, I hope I'm saying that right.
We're probably not. You know what I mean? Like, our pronunciation's probably off, but we're doing our best.
I'm sorry, I'm so white.
Anytime anyone... it's just like anybody from a foreign culture. You're like, I would love to pronounce it exactly the right way.
I know, and it's... Yes, I'll do better. He is pretending to be a Jedi to scam people out of their money. And at first, when I was watching this, there's a mom and her son. And he sends them to this transport to get off world to protect him by like pretending to force mind whatever the guy over the comms.
Yeah.
Like, okay, sure. And I was legitimately worried that he just like sent her to go get locked up. And, you know, later on he does say, he's like, no, like, she'll be safe. She'll just be poorer. And I was like, okay, well, at least that's better, I guess. But, like, that whole scene, I legitimately was like, oh, she's going to, like, go to this gate and going to get arrested. And he gets money and they get dead.
No, he's not a bad guy.
Well, no, we know that now.
A manipulative guy, for sure.
Sure. I just, like, for a few minutes, I definitely thought that that's what was going to happen.
Here's the thing. If he is actually just taking money to get people, to smuggle people off world for their safety.
Is that so bad?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm not judging him because I'm pretty sure he's dead now. And he died so that Leia and Obi Wan could escape, so.
You think he's dead?
I can't imagine Reva leaves him alive.
She walked away from him.
Well, yeah, she did. I guess I
Which
just assumed.
Also doesn't really make sense. She has absolutely no problem killing anybody.
That's true. We don't actually see her kill anyone. We see her cut off that woman's hand, kind of unnecessarily.
She cuts off the woman's hand, she throws the knife.
Owen?
Oh.
The toy. The toy from A New Hope. Owen gives it, it's from Obi Wan to Luke.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But yeah, Owen, we've seen that scene in the trailer.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't have much more to say about it.
You guys already saw it. Schools him. He's like, leave us alone.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Sorry. So Reva, we find out that Reva has planned the kidnapping of Leia in order to draw out Obi-Wan Kenobi, because from the archives she's found out that Obi-Wan and Bail worked together.
Yeah, that they were friends.
Yeah. Which makes sense. She went and she watched the Clone Wars, and she saw they went on a lot of missions together.
Yeah.
They fought side by side on Ryloth, on many other places. Ryloth is the only one I can think of right now. And so our battery's running low. Where's the... There it is.
There it is. There's the charger.
And so, yeah, the Inquisitors show up to this planet because Reva brings them. And... Oh, there we go. So we kind of get to this moment where the Grand Inquisitor is like, you kidnapped a senator's daughter in order to draw out Kenobi. You're on the bench.
Yeah.
And she's pissed, but he's right.
Yeah.
Like,
no, she sucks. Like,
yeah.
I mean, they all suck, right? You know, they're all evil. But she's just such a loose cannon.
Yeah.
She doesn't care what she's doing at all.
Yeah. In order to get Leia back, Obi-Wan Kenobi has to get into a drug den, which he does by dressing up as Walter White, which works. And then we see him get into the room. Leia's not there. It's a trap, as my boy Admiral Akbar says. And he drops... Somebody had given him some spice earlier. He drops on the ground, knocks them out, and
Is it spice?
Yeah.
Oh.
The girl says, I got spice of different variations, and she lists planet spice comes from.
Gotcha.
Because spice is the only drug in Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
And so he goes and gets Leia, and then finds her a children's-sized poncho in a drug den.
Yeah.
That's dark, because that implies that there were other children in that drug den at some point
that don't have their clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to those kids?
I don't want to know.
It was very funny when that door opens and she has like she has new clothes on, and I was where did Obi-Wan get that?
It's kind of redundant because then he buys her a green cloak anyways later. It was just kind of weird. It's like, why? Yeah, I don't know. It's like a weird. I don't know. Yeah, it was strange.
But we get the two of them finally together, and Obi-Wan has to spend kind of the rest of the episode convincing Leia that they're on the same side.
Yeah.
And that he's there for her, and she's like, well, you're no Jedi. You use the Force. Lift me. And I love that she's like in this like life or she's in this life or death situation, and she won't stop asking these questions. And at first I was like, she's being a little bit weird for this moment. And then I was like, oh no, she's been trained to not trust people. She's royalty. She's asking questions because she's trying to figure out if she can trust him.
Yeah.
This isn't her being precocious. Yeah. This isn't her being like annoying for no reason. She's legitimately asking things in a way that kind of makes it seem like she's like a cute little girl, that she's just being a little girl about it. But the questions that she asks and the things that she asks him to do are about proving who he is and why he should trust her.
Yeah.
She should trust him. And once that clicked for me, I was like, the writers of this show nailed Leia.
They get it. Yeah, they get it.
It's so good. Like, I loved it so much.
Yeah, she's so good. I can't, like, she's so good. I love it.
I know the show hasn't fully hooked you yet. But for me, like, the Obi-Wan Kenobi Leia relationship is what has me.
Oh, it's my favorite part so far.
Because, like, I could watch 6 episodes of just the two of them doing things together.
Yeah.
Like, I think that I want to watch them. Like, I want him to take her for ice cream. You know what I mean? I want them to go to, like, whatever the, like, space Disneyland is. I want an episode where Obi-Wan Kenobi and Leia go to space Disneyland and ride rides.
Amazing.
And like, Bail and Brea can go too. Like, they, you know, her parents can come too, I guess. But
fine, whatever.
They sit, like, at the back of the roller coaster, and just Ewan McGregor and this little girl are at the front, like, yeah.
I love it.
I just want Leia to be happy.
I know, right?
But, you know, this all kind of leads... Sorry, we're going to Celebration, so we're like trucking through this. Are there any other big important... I want to get to the end of the episode, so are there any other big important moments in this episode?
No, I want to get to the end.
So the Leia eventually doesn't trust Obi-Wan, and she takes off across the rooftops.
She just starts running and jumping across roofs. I'm like, this girl has balls.
Well, she thinks she's being kidnapped again.
I guess.
Like, I've never been in the position where I'm being kidnapped, but I think that amount of adrenaline would allow you to do a lot of things you wouldn't normally do.
Okay, fair. That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She is under the impression that she's going to die, you know? And so these every bounty hunter in the city has been put on their case. We get some really cool bounty hunter designs, and I can't wait to find out all their names.
Yeah.
This is Star Wars.
And they will have names.
They will all have names, and they'll all appear in a book eventually.
Yes, exactly.
There was the one droid that I thought was the droid from Mandalorian, but it got shot up, so I don't think it is.
Yeah, right.
And so she jumps off a roof because there's blaster fire, and she's scared, and she doesn't make it. She's clinging to the laundry wire. Yeah,
and she falls. And Obi-Wan, like, this is the first moment he's touched the Force in, like, maybe 10 years. Yeah,
I'm willing to bet. Yeah. I'm willing to bet since he got to Tatooine, he has not used the Force.
And it's a struggle. It takes him a second, and it, like, almost doesn't work, you know? And it's terrifying, but he's able to lower her to the ground so that she doesn't die.
I really appreciated the parallels between Luke in The Last Jedi and Obi-Wan here. Because everyone who is, you know, there's that argument that why was Luke on the island? Why did this happen? It doesn't make any sense. This destroyed who Luke was. And I was like, no, he's doing the Jedi thing. It's the thing that all Jedi do when they fail. Obi-Wan went to Tatooine, and Yoda went to Dagobah, and Luke went to Ahch-To. And we've seen this story play out among these people over and over and over again. And now that we're seeing Obi-Wan in his Last Jedi phase, he even says, like, the time the Jedi is over. And it just echoed so hard with Luke's, it's time for the time of the Jedi to end, right? Yeah. From Last Jedi. Yeah. And so I really appreciated the parallels between those two and the difficulty that both of those characters had when they reconnected with the Force after pushing it away for so long. Yeah.
It is work to come back to it, because it's, I mean, you know, if you don't practice anything for years, the Force, sure, is like an intrinsical, like, magic kind of whatever, but you have to train to be able to use it and to control it and get better at it. So.
Yes. And so he catches her, and she does not die, and then he gets down off the building somehow.
Yeah, he very quickly gets down from the building, like 6 stories up. Yeah. But that's fine. And then
I don't care.
And then
I don't need an extended shot of him running downstairs.
No, I know. And then we have Kumail Nanjiani comes back.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, get out of here, take this thing. I will buy you some time.
The Inquisitorius has taken over the port, and they're like, we don't know what we're gonna do. And there's an automated cargo port that is still active, and Kumail Nanjiani gives them the keys. Yeah. And this is what's... Oh, no, he hasn't run into Reva.
No, he gives him the keys first.
This is what Star Wars is about. He hears Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, and he's
realizes who that is.
Oh my god.
Because there are people in the galaxy who know who that is. Yes. You know what I mean?
And he is still a symbol of hope for them, and like...
And it reminds... I have a feeling Kumail Nanjiani in the Clone Wars was a good dude. And after 10 years of the Empire, this is what the Empire does. Yeah. It makes good men go hard and callous and desperate and needy. And he sees this hope returning to the galaxy in the form of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm getting chills thinking about it. It's such a beautiful sentiment. And it brings back his humanity. right? And good men and good women and good non-binary people, that's what they do for other people. They bring out the humanity in other people.
Yeah.
And I just think that it was such a gorgeous sentiment to have Kamal Nanjiani return to himself and get to redeem his character. We only got to know him a little bit, but redemption is what Star Wars has always been about. It's about the fact that it is never too late to make a right choice, right? Vader, the redemption for Vader doesn't redeem everything that he did, but the redemption for Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi is that even when he is at the most evil, the darkest, in the second Death Star, about to be this monolithic evil in the galaxy, it is still not too late to make the right choice and to help people. And that's what Star Wars is about. It's not about laser swords and clone troopers and spaceships. It's about those choices. And Obi Wan inspires that in Kamal Nanjiani's character here. And it's beautiful.
It's brilliant. Yeah, it's brilliant. He says, go, I will buy you some time. And he goes to face Reva? Yeah. He goes to confront Reva. I was like, oh no, he's dead. But he's not dead. She just is able to force the information from his mind, and then
the same way that Ben does to Rey in The Force Awakens.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, he does it to Poe as well when he's trying to get the information out of Poe Dameron. It's the same mental skill that Kylo Ren uses in The Force Awakens.
Oh, I was like, Ben?
Oh.
I was lost for a second. I was like,
right, because now this character is going by Ben.
We have two Bens.
Right. Yeah, Kylo Ren, Ben.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's like, what? Okay.
So they go up to the cargo transport. Kamal Nanjiani gets this great moment. I really loved him this episode. And they go up to the cargo transport, and it's Reva does get the information out of I need to learn that character's name. The fake Jedi. And she shows up, and she's ready to fight Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And she's trying to draw him out, and Leia gets onto the ship, and he's leaning against some boxes. And this is the craziest thing to me, because she knows that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a secret.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't understand why you would know that. Well, unless Reva is a character from before who knows what happened somehow.
She must be.
She has to be, because it was. I was like, what? Why?
Well, if she is specifically trying to know a lot about Obi-Wan Kenobi, then it's understandable that she got that information.
How?
She also might know Anakin from before, right? So it makes sense that the Inquisitors would know that, but it is kind of there is a tension in Star Wars storytelling about who knows that Anakin and Vader are the same person. And so it was just interesting to find out that she did, and in doing so, devastate Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
He is rocked. And this is where Ewan McGregor, who's been giving an incredible performance the whole time, he's been crushing it. But
this,
this is where I'm like,
hurt.
Just take that shot of him, make it a GIF. The moment he intakes that information, give it to the Emmy committee and be like, Obi-Wan Kenobi for Best Actor. Because, he is silently leaning against a box, staring into camera.
Yeah.
And you can just watch everything drain out of him.
Crushed.
Yeah.
This man loses everything again in the span of 5 seconds. Oh God, it is so good and so hard to watch at the same time.
Yeah.
My heart, I just was like, oh God.
So the Grand Inquisitor shows up, once again scolding Reva, interrupting the moment, and he's like, I can no longer handle your hubris. And I was like, I love this. Rupert Friend is just batting 1,000 here.
And so she stabs him.
Yeah, she stabs him.
Yeah, right through the tummy.
He's fine.
He
literally has to be
fine. Yeah, so she stabs him, runs, chases Kenobi, but they get on the transport and they fly away. So,
but Obi-Wan gets on the ship and there's is everything all right? And all Ewan says is Anakin, and that Anakin broke me.
Well, especially because it's his daughter there with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and she doesn't know that. She's earlier in the episode, she's you're hiding things from me, and it's it's because he knows who your dad is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably the first time she's ever heard her father's name.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's no
hard
reason for her to know.
Yeah. That might be the... Yeah.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Tamora Morrison cameoed.
Yes.
As a veteran clone. I forgot about that.
Yes.
Yeah. What a cool moment.
I was like, is that Boba Fett?
No.
I was like, I'm confused.
Boba Fett
wait,
would be
they all
like,
look the same.
Boba Fett would be like 19 at this point.
Right.
Because Boba Fett doesn't have
this guy's like old, the beard. Yeah, it's very funny.
Well, because the aging, the thing that makes them age faster doesn't stop, right? So they just keep aging faster. And so Boba Fett doesn't age faster. So that's why there aren't a lot of clones left, is because they die of old age.
Pretty quick.
Quick,
yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, overall, I'm very hot on the show. I think it's pretty wonderful. There's a couple of things. I think the forest scene's a little rough. There's a couple little hiccups along the way, but I'm waiting for more from Reva.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, but I love it. I think just having Ewan back, we get Vader at the end. His
there is a shot.
Bacta tank.
Yes.
So that's gonna be fun. The episodes so far have been 52 minutes and 46 minutes, which is good. I'm hopeful that they stay long and that we don't get like a 27-minute episode like we did in Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Because there's only 4 left.
Yeah, there's a lot that needs to happen. So we'll be back on Wednesday.
Yeah, these will be coming out every Wednesday. So we won't be in the same city. So we'll be live on Zoom talking to each other. But we will be watching this and we will talk about it Wednesday when episode 3 comes out. Do you think Vader is in episode 3? Or do you think they keep teasing him for like the last 2?
Yeah. I don't think he's in the next episode, but definitely 4.
Okay. I think we're gonna see him suit up at the beginning of next episode and talk and like see him like hear that Obi-Wan's out there for the first time, and that'll be it.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I could see that happening.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see him and Obi-Wan meet until episode 5 though.
Yeah.
If you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave me comments down below because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. As always, you can follow us around the internet. My name's Nerdy.
And I'm at Claris Polaris.
Oh yeah, and I'm at Nerdy Nightly.
There you go. There you go.
May the force be with you.
Bye.
Bye.